Hi there, welcome to the latest episode of my 10-minute moan. The topic of this 10-minute moan is debunking one of the biggest myths about the German Christmas market attacker. Now, I've been told loads of things about this guy, and I couldn't understand how so early on in the conversations there seemed to be more debate and more information pushing us towards this guy being far right and a non-Muslim. And I thought, that's kind of weird. People are dead, people are dying, people are injured who could potentially still die. And one of the first narratives getting pushed was, he's a non-Muslim, he's far right. And that stuck in my head. And then more stuff started coming out, and more stuff. And I thought, no, that doesn't add up. If it can't fit, it can't fit, right? You can't put a round peg in a square hole, or a square peg in a round hole, whatever way you want to look at it. And this far right thing really started to annoy me over the last couple of days. And I was just sitting at night and I was reading through an article about the guy, and the penny dropped. I mean, it's impossible. It is actually impossible for this guy to be far right. And let me explain why. Whether he's a Muslim or a non-Muslim, it doesn't matter to me, right? Well, he certainly doesn't like Germans, and he certainly doesn't like Christians, because if he did, you wouldn't have attacked that market. That's simple, right? So, whether he's anti-Muslim or whatever, it doesn't matter. He's definitely anti-Christian, he's definitely anti-Germans, or you don't do that, okay? But there's this folk saying, you can tell he's Twitter. Now, Twitter's an act. Twitter is a facade. Now, I could open up a Twitter account tomorrow and pretend to be a Roman Catholic Celtic supporter with Irish heritage, which anybody who knows me knows I'm not any of those things, right? But who would know? Well, some people know because they know me already, right? But if my first ever Twitter instance was to go on and kid on, I'm a Republican-loving, independence-loving, Celtic supporter, Roman Catholic persuasion, nobody would know. The biggest crock of shite ever. Nobody would know. So you've got to take what he's saying in his Twitter and things as a pinch of salt. We can't accept that as fact. The other thing we're doing that is we're accepting the word of a guy who drove his car at speed into a busy pedestrianised zone at a market, right? You can probably forgive me for not taking his word for things, right? But something we cannot argue about his past is he was an asylum seeker and an immigrant, and right up until he'd done this horrific crime, he was helping people who were immigrants or trying to become immigrants into Germany. And there's even comments attributed to him by loads of people saying he was really angry about how Germany was treating immigrants. So that is something he said, and I've just said we can only take that with a pinch of salt, but it's backed up with factual evidence of him helping immigrants. You've got to accept that one as factual because it's backed up and corroborated by his actions, right? So now we accept that is true, that he's A, an immigrant, B, helped immigrants, and C, wanted Germany to do even more with immigrants. How can you possibly consider this guy a fan of Alternative for Germany? The most anti-immigrant, far-right political party in Germany, bar none. There's no kidding on. Right, you wouldn't become it'd be impossible for you to become a fan of AfD and not realise that the biggest, if not only, mainstream thing is stop immigration. And we know this guy is factually an immigrant who helps immigrants, who was looking to help more immigrants come to Germany and was unhappy with the way that Germany dealt with immigrants. Can you see why it is impossible for that guy to be a true fan of Alternative for Germany, the AfD? It is it's just impossible. It'd be like saying that big Craig boy, SNP, he loves the Scottish National Party, that big boy. What? Well, their main thing is Scottish independence, and my main thing politically is remaining part of the Union, right? So it would just be impossible for me to be a fan of the Scottish National Party. Impossible. And this guy is an immigrant, helping immigrants, wanting more immigrants, doesn't like the way immigrants are getting treated in Germany, and I have to believe that he's a fan of an anti-immigration party. It's ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. And I've seen more people, lefties, on social media in the last 24, 48 hours try to convince the world this guy was far right than people on the right try to argue he was a Muslim and all these things. They didn't care. I'm like, the guy's ploughed through a market. He obviously doesn't like Christians, and he obviously doesn't like Germans. That's a lot of nonsense, that. That's it. He's really anti-Muslim, is he? See, if he was really anti-Muslim, he'd been driving through when the Eid was on. A big concrete. Pick any weekend in a European city. There's hundreds of them. They're all out with the Palestine flags. Free Palestine. Free Plasticine. Right? There you go. Big Volvo F10. Right through the bang a lot of them. That's what you do if you're anti-Muslim. If you're Islamophobic. That's the kind of stuff you do. No through a Christmas market. Because there's no Muslims there. Let's be honest with you. They're selling pork and they're selling wine, mulled wine and that, right? There's no a big call for that in the Muslim world, right? It might have been a couple of, I don't know, right? But it's not, you're not going to go with hundreds of Muslims there. You're going to go white manners in the mood. So, a lot of nonsense. So take it to the bank. See this thing with the AfD? It is impossible for him to be a fan of the AfD. Because you can't be an immigrant wanting more immigration, wanting to look after people that are immigrants in Germany, complaining about how Germany deals with immigrants, and support a party whose sole reason is to stop immigration. Total bollocks. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. If you've not already done so, please hit subscribe and the notifications bell. Get involved in the comments. Please let me know what you think of this, but it's done, right? Let's just stop the nonsense. Stop the noise, right? But most important thing of all, unless you're a crank who spent 48 hours trying to convince the world this guy's far right, no you. But everyone else, have a great day. Cheerio, bye now.